Hey there, everybody. Welcome to day 10 of Game Plan Boot Camp. I'm so glad to have you with. It means if you're on day 10 that you have made it 2/5 of the way through the boot camp, which is a huge achievement. That is a lot of work to be reading this much of a book and doing a workbook. And many of you guys are working jobs as well. I've gotten so much feedback from the intensity of what you're having to do to keep up with it. And I'm really proud of you. If you apply the tenacity of what you're doing with Game Plan to your business, what a 2017 you have ahead. Like, what a 2017. Big shout out to everybody who's out there. We've got Oregon out there. Belgium is out there. Australia, South Korea. Really honored and glad to have you guys on. It is game plan time. Time for the end of week 2. Can you guys believe that we're already almost done with week 2? Like, it went really fast, didn't it? You're going to sit here at the end of week 5 and be like, oh, I'm going through withdrawal. Like, now what do? I went through withdrawal after I did this in July with my team to try it out. Hello from Idaho and Michigan, Knoxville, Tennessee. Good to have you on. You guys are awesome. Darlene, one of our diamond friends on. You're amazing. Thank you so much. So it's game plan time, guys. My name is Sarah Harnish. I'm a Young Living Platinum. We're on the cusp of diamond right now, very close. And I'm the author of Game Plan. This is the book. If you're just popping on in the video and not really sure what this is all about, it's called Game Plan, the Complete Strategy Guide to go from starter kit to silver. What does that mean? It means that you go from a place of poverty to a place of abundance, to a place of wellness, to a place of having time freedom, a place of being able to be home with your kids and your spouse, a place of having the time to take care of your body, to get enough rest every single day, to cook nourishing foods for your family, a place where your stress goes from here to here, and the boss that is yelling at you every single day or frustrating you or demeaning you or character attacking you, that's over, and your 9-to-5 job is gone, and you focus solely on your Young Living business. That's what Game Plan's about. It's a strategy guide to get you to that place where you're not surviving all the time. I wrote this guide because we did it. I've had my starter kit a little bit over 2 years, about 2.5 years now, and John and I, we did it. We retired 1 year. I retired 1 year after I got my kit. John retired 2 years after I got my kid. He just retired in September, and now we're both home with our 5 children. We just moved one of them into college today, so I guess it's 4 kids. But we're both home full time and running our Young Living business, homeschooling our children, and connecting with you guys out there and writing books as well, So my goal is to get as many people as possible on that diamond stage to help you guys rank up. That's why we mapped out this book, because I realized that if people understood that there was a strategy to this, if they knew that maybe the ways they were spending their time weren't the most strategic ways of spending their time, then maybe they would have a really good shot at ranking up. What I see is a lot of people get excited about network marketing. They start it, they're really psyched, and then they start doing things with their time in this direction, or they're not building in places they need to be building, or they develop bad habits with their business that are really not helping their business grow. So this book, it's written by Red Personality, which means red personalities, rubies, we like to find the shortest distance from A to B so that we can get to our goals. And this is the shortest distance we've been able to find from A to B. Deborah, you sure are a diamond. I'm so glad, so glad that you're on. So tonight, our oil this evening for standing ovation for me at convention. I would love that, because how about what do we have? 220, 250 diamonds now, I think. Diamonds, crowns, and royals. Wouldn't it be awesome if we had 500 diamonds by the end of this year, and then next year had 1,000 diamonds on the stage? I sat down, I think I told this story to you guys when I was at the Platinum Retreat. I was talking to a diamond, I think she was a royal, and she's like, oh yeah, I brought some of my team with me, and she starts going down. She had 17 diamonds on her team. And I sat back and I'm thinking, oh my word, like 17 diamonds. That's where I want you guys to be. I want you to be in that place where you can introduce your team and you're like, yes, here's my best friend. She's a diamond. Here's my mom. She's a diamond. Here is this business builder that went out and worked so hard. She's a diamond, and they've been set free, and her husband's home and she's home, and they're both diamonds now. And here's this single mom that I met at Walmart that I handed a game plan book to, and she's a diamond now. Like, those are the stories I want to hear from you guys as this thing, 12,000 diamonds. I love it. Those are the stories I want to hear from you guys. And the reason I'm saying that is because we've already seen it. We've already seen the fruits of this system, and we did a dry run with it on our team in July. And I told you earlier in the boot camp, we saw a 30,000 OGV spike from that. Matter of fact, I even tracked the leaders that did the boot camp. Those are the ones that we're ranking throughout the fall. We had a couple that didn't do boot camp that did rank up, but it was probably about 5 to 8%. 92% of the people that ranked this fall on our team that really like just blasted through it and developed a lot of leaders on their team went from going at this for 2 years with 1 or 2 leaders, and then all of a sudden they had a whole bunch of leaders on their team. They were the ones that were doing game plan. They were the ones that grabbed the script in the back, they trained to train to, and they kept it going and kept it going and kept it going. So we know the system works. It's a very duplicatable. It's easy to do. It's not hard. The easiest, simplest form is hand your leader the book and give them the link to the videos on the oilabilityteam.com webpage. I mean, that's super easy. You literally have to do nothing. If you want to have really strong leadership, then you're checking in with them. You make sure they have an accountability partner. Maybe you do it together as a team. You have your own Facebook lives. Maybe you teach your own boot camp, whatever that looks like for you. But I swear to you, it works. Like the system works really well because it's based on getting people out there, teaching classes, doing follow-up, and training leaders. That's it. Those are the only 3 things that grow your business. You're going to hear me say it again and again and again and again and again. Going to beauty school is amazing, and I want everybody to have a chance to go to beauty school. Going and getting aromatherapy certification is fantastic. You can read 30 books on aromatherapy and you're going to learn so many new things. But the only things that grow your business are holding classes, getting people on essential rewards, and training leaders. Like that's it. So if you're not doing one of those 3 things and you're trying to rank up, then you're spending your time in other places that is not going to be productive to getting you where you want to go, or it's just going to take you a really long time to get there. So focus on those 3 things, like those 3 things. Matter of fact, tonight is one of the most important nights because we're focusing on one of those 3 things. We spent most of the week talking about holding classes and where did I get those mugs from? I'll find the link for you and I'll post them up, okay? I'm glad you enjoyed that. She was asking about the Royal Crown Diamond or Bust mugs. They're awesome. I want everybody on my team to have those things. Oh, Kendall says it works. I got an ER sign up today from reading the book and watching the videos. That's incredible. That's incredible. Thank you for the testimony. And you guys can see the testimonies in Game Plan. We pulled those from people that completed the boot camp. So I actually asked, and we had cross-line people on it. We had our team on it. So every single testimony in this book that you're reading is somebody who finished boot camp last July when we did the guinea pig run of it to see how the system worked. They're the ones that did it. So every testimony you read, that's a proven fact that the system has worked very, very well for them. So stick to it and keep going at it. Now, earlier this week, we talked about how to train or how to do your classes and all the different types of classes. You can do online classes. You can use vendor events for leads for classes, one-on-one classes, lunch and learn classes, speed oiling classes. Remember, my advice was you always keep that 101 in there somewhere. It's really important that that's a centerpiece of whatever it is that you're teaching. And until you hit the rank of silver, 3 101s to every specialty. You can have specialty classes, but you just don't do them as frequently as you do the 101s because you want to grow the size of your team. The average diamond team has, I want to say, 3,300 to 4,000 people on it. So if you're sitting there and you're a senior star and you've got 200 people on your team, that's about how much farther you have to go in volume to be able to get to a diamond-sized team. Now, there are diamonds out there with organizations of 800,000, like you saw Marcella Von Harding's organizations, absolutely massive. And there are diamonds out there that do have teams of 2,000 and 2,500, but most diamond teams, when they hit it, they're in the 3,000 range when they hit it. So just so you have an idea, the only way you're going to get to that kind of a class size is if you're out there holding classes. And if you're training your leaders to get out there and hold classes so that you can go teach a class on a Saturday and you taught 1 class. But if you train 2 leaders or 3 leaders or 4 leaders, then on Saturday, you just taught 6 classes. Okay, so that's the power of multiplication, and that's how we ranked so fast. That's how we grew our size of our team so fast, was based on the power of multiplication. Multiplication of getting out there and teaching lots of classes, not 1 class a month. Multiplication of doing follow-up and training your leaders from the very beginning to do follow-up. I'll tell you right now, what we're training on tonight, I believe, is the reason that John and I are not diamond yet. I think it's this one thing. And distractibility. I had a lot of distractibility when I first started my business and things I thought were important that were really wasting my time. I mean, really wasting my time. But this, I think, is absolutely key, is follow-up. I believe to be able to have diamond and maintain that rank, or to have silver and maintain the rank of silver for a diamond ship, I think you have to have 180 to 200,000 PV every single month on Essential Rewards. Every single month you got to have that, because otherwise what's going to happen is you're going to hit it and then you're going to lose it the next month, you know, and then you're going to hit it again when you have a great month. And then in the summer, you're going to lose it again, right? So you need that base. You need that foundation to be able to stand off of. Now, for those of you that are just starting and you're like, okay, Sarah, I can't think of terms of PV of that volume. Like I'm a star, man. Like you're talking 200,000. That's so far beyond what I'm focusing on right now. Think about this. Every single month that you get somebody signed on Essential Rewards is a month that you're not starting over again from zero. You're not starting from base volume place all over again. You ever like have it switch over to zero on the first day of the month and just start crying because all your volume and all the stuff you worked so hard for the day before has just disappeared? The clock is reset and you're starting all over again. The tears, they don't fall as fast or as hard when you've got Essential Rewards. Okay, because then all of a sudden you're starting at 500. You're starting at 2,000 or 2,500. And the more calls you put out and the more work you do, the groundwork, you're laying that cornerstone. You're laying that foundation that's going to be built up and up and up. Now I'll tell you, I believe you can get to silver on your own. I think you could get out there, you could pick 2 leaders, you could teach under them, and you could build an entire silver ship just with you alone. I think to get to gold, you have to have leaders. You have to have leaders to be able to get to gold. You got to have people out there teaching with you to have a volume of 35,000 a month. I think to get to diamond, the only way you can get to diamond is with Essential Rewards. You have to have that foundation. So you're either going to learn that now that you're too afraid to make phone calls or touch base with people, and you're going to stumble through your silver ship now, or you're going to have diamond withheld from you later because you didn't learn those principles now. If you learn the principle of follow-up at the very beginning of your business and you train your leaders at the very beginning of your business, then they're following that pattern through your entire business, and you're always going to have strong ER numbers. Always, always, always. And you're not going to wait for ranks. All right, you're not going to get your rank and lose your rank because you've got that foundation underneath you of Essential Rewards. It's the worst thing in the world to have the volume and then lose it every other month because you just don't have the foundation because you haven't been making the calls. And when you're close to a diamond ship, and you're about to get that, and then you lose it because you don't have the base of ER, you're going to kick yourself for not establishing the patterns in your leaders back when you were silver, and back when you were an executive, and back when you were a senior star. So it's really, really critical that you lay this foundation now. Really, really critical because it's going to affect every single rank that you hit, how quickly you hit it, and whether or not you can hold the rank. You can hold the rank if you've got the base. You have to have the base of Essential Rewards. All right? Sarah Lynn says, this is the first month we didn't have 0 PV on the first day. And it was wonderful. It was wonderful. Lisa, thank you for the encouragement. So, all right. If you're just joining boot camp, let me throw something out real quick for the new boot campers, and then we're going to jump right into all the material for day 10. This is how it works. 25 days, 9 p.m. Eastern. We're on every single night, 25 chapters, and then there's 25 workbook chapters as well. There's a video each day, reading in the book each day, and then a workbook assignment each day. And you're going to be plotting out your business in 2017 and laying down goals that I'm going to train you how to stick with them. And this is one of the things we're talking about sticking with is your follow-up. It's so important. Follow-up is so important to your business. So important. So many people go out there and they teach classes and they never, ever, ever all about that base. I'm waiting, and I can hear that song in my head. They never, ever realize that the key to their entire business is Essential Rewards. It's the base, okay? It's the people that are regularly, faithfully ordering every single month. It's many, many people ordering a little that get you a silver ship. Many, many people ordering a little. You're not gonna make it. You're not gonna hold your rank if you don't have those people on Essential Rewards. And worse yet, after a year, they drop off. We lose on the availability team 150 to 200 people a month, every single month. And I know diamonds are losing a lot more than that. Because if they have their kit for a year and then they never place another 50 PV order, they just disappear from your organization. And let me tell you how much that hurts because you went out, you did the work, you did the class, they got the kit, they were on your team, their name is there, like you think it's etched in stone, and then 1 year later they disappear and you're like, like what happened? What happened is you never trained them how to use the oils. You never met them. You never like gave them the education piece they needed to connect the knowledge of what to do with that kit with what they had in their hands. And so they never reordered because they never needed to restock because they never knew how to use what you taught them in the first class. So it's really, really important you're touching base with them and showing them how to use stuff. Even from the very beginning, if we're talking about opening your diffuser, not frying, frying your diffuser. You guys saw my shattered rainstone diffuser, which by the way happened 24 hours after I got that thing. I had it sitting on my nightstand and my husband walked in on his 40th birthday and bumped it off my nightstand and it shattered on carpeting. And I had waited for a year for that thing and I still haven't replaced it. We decided to have fun and use it in shooting our scavenger hunt videos since we had no other use for a shattered rainstone diffuser. But I broken diffusers. I fried them by filling the little hole with water where their sensor is. You know, your people have to know about that stuff. They have to know what to do with the stuff in their kit compliantly. They have to know how to use their diffuser without frying it. So, you know, you got to come through and train them how to use the kit. And that's what follow-up is. That's what follow-up is, coming alongside them and training them. So, if you're just starting and you're like not totally sure what this is, we're working off the game plan book, which is right here. Complete strategy guide to go from starter kit to silver. It's up on Amazon. It's number 9 today on Amazon. We've sold almost 11,000 books in 5 weeks. So thank you for that. And if you're starting with the videos, you don't want to start with video 1 or with video 10. You want to start with video 1. I'm getting to that. They're like, give me the oil. I want to get it on. You want to start with video 1. So go to oilabilityteam.com and it's all in one place. So if you have leaders that are joining right now, they can watch it all from the website and it's just easier than scrolling through. If you're waiting for your books to arrive, you know that you can get on Kindle and order it for $2 so that you can at least follow along on the videos and not feel like you're falling farther and farther behind. All right, tonight's oil, since you guys are all impatient on the oil, and this is actually really important. A lot of the oils I give you because they help with courage or focus or intention or inspiration. Tonight's oil is all about it's all about letting stuff go. All right, because the reality is 4 people out of every 10 that you ask to get on Essential Rewards are going to get on Essential Rewards. 3 to 4 people out of every 10. That means you're going to have to get through 7 no's to get to the 3 yeses. And of the 3 yeses, not all of them are going to say yes right away. You know, you might have to pursue them. I was one of those people. The person that signed me had to pursue me for 7 weeks to get me to get a kid. And can I tell you how glad she is that she pursued me? And she's like so glad, right? But I wasn't even going to get the kid. Like I had to be chased and chased and chased and chased. Hey, Sarah, you said you're going to get the kid. Like, are you getting it? Are you ordering it this week? Like, what's your plan? You know, and I finally ended up getting it. So you never know who the next person is that you're going to sign. But you got to wait through all those no's to get to the yeses. So the oil for tonight is Release, which is one of my favorite emotional oils. It's not one of my favorite smells. I do like the smell of Release, but it's one of my favorite emotional oils because it works so well. Like so well. My favorite way to use Release, honestly, is in the diffuser. I want to get this oil to my limbic lobe as fast as I possibly can. And if you put this little puppy in your diffuser, it's in the limbic lobe of your brain in 3 seconds. So this is the oil that you want. When you're getting ready to do your follow-up, pop this in and smell it. I also put a couple drops of frankincense in with me within the diffuser with it too, because it's like focus right away. So day 10. I want to start with a story. Today, the story of 4 people. I call it the 4 people story. Oh, Brittany. Yeah. Brittany says, rub that bad boy on your liver too, because it's really good for emotional support. You hold anger in your liver, and if you get frustrated, especially when you're talking to your friends and they're giving you no's right away, that's really good. Andrea says she does it together with Believe. That'd be great. And Harmony. These are really good mixes. Yeah, really good mixes. I actually prefer to keep my blends by themselves. Because you muck up the blends when you mix blends together. So I don't like mixing blends of oils. I will mix singles of oils, and when you're mixing singles, about 5 is the max you want to do, 3 to 5, because think of it like a crowded room. You get a lot of people in one room. You can't move your elbows around. That's what happens when you have a lot of constituents when you're making a blend. They kind of muck up each other and they can't move around as much. So I like to leave Gary's blends the way Gary blended them. They're amazing. Not to say that there aren't days that I will put more than one on. There are days, but most of the time, if I'm using a blend, I just use the blend by itself. And if I'm using the singles, then I'll have some fun as an aromatherapist and play around with it a little bit. But the rule of thumb is 5. 5 single oils makes a really good blend, no more than 5, and you don't want to mix Gary's blends. All right, don't want to mix Gary's blends. So, all All right, day 10. So I had a woman on my team who had a number of classes, did amazing. There were 4 people that were ready to buy kits. They were ready, ready, ready. She didn't hear anything from them for a while, and she bumped into them, and it was all like in a span of a week. She bumped into one at a grocery store, one was at her kid's soccer game, and just said, hey, do you want to get your starter kit? And this is like 2 months after she had taught the class. All 4 of them had signed with other teams. Every single one of those women that she had talked to in that class, they were all gung-ho and ready to get their kit. She didn't do any follow-up, and they ended up going on other people's teams. Why? Lack of follow-up. Okay, lack of follow-up. She got them interested, and then she walked away. Consistency is the key to a successful business and the residual income that is going to bring true financial freedom to your family. Consistency. Think about your job. If you have a 40-hour week job, can you go in 8 hours this week and then 2 hours the week after and then take a week off? Maybe you go on a vacation, then you come back and you're not really ready to go back to work yet. So you just take another week off and then you get back in and you're like behind now. So now you put a full 40 hours in, then you're burned because you worked really, really hard. So the next week you work 20 hours, then you get distracted and you put a 3-hour weekend. All right, that's what's going to happen to your business. It's going to do this. You're not going to see the results out of that if you're not consistently pouring into your business again and again and again and again. Daliana says she made that mistake. So did I. So did I. I totally did the same thing. Matter of fact, I got to show you a picture. If you look at page 108, can you guys see that on page 108? The top one, it's, it grows a little bit. Then we have a big spike in December. Then bam, look at January all the way down. Look at the next one underneath that. That's a person who's consistently holding classes. Dink, da dink, da dink, da dink, da dink, straight up. Now they dip a little bit in January, but look at her January versus the January up there. That's like 80% in volume lost. Why did they lose the volume? They didn't have the base. They didn't have people on Essential Rewards. They would go out there, they'd host a bunch of classes. They might touch base with a couple people that came to the class, but they weren't out there consistently doing follow-up, doing mailings, touching base with people, letting them know that how to use their kit, seeing if there's interest in the kit if they didn't have the kit yet. Follow-up is so important to your business. I would venture to say it is as important as holding classes. It's as important. The nice thing is it doesn't really take generally as much time. If you have 5 people in your class and you teach 1 class a week, then it's going to take you maybe 30 minutes to sit down and write a little note to them and stick a roll-on in there and a sample and slip it in the mail. All right, for 5 people. Now, if you're teaching 100-person classes, you're going to need a team of people help you keep up on your follow-up for those classes. But most people's classes are not massive auditorium-size classes. Most people are teaching to a few people on their couch, and the follow-up for that is less time than it takes to pack up your starter kit, get your jacket on, go out in the freezing cold, drive to a site, set up your projector or whatever you're teaching off of, read through the lecture notes, touch base with the host, talk to people for a half an hour afterwards, pack everything up, get in your car, drive home. That takes more time than writing a letter and sticking it in the mail. All right, writing a letter and sticking in the mail is quicker than the time that you're putting into your classes. So if you think that it's a waste of time, it's going to kick your butt later on when you're trying to rank. I swear to you, I'm living it right now. We would be diamonds right now if I had started doing follow-up when I was a silver. All right, we would already be there. All right, so what are the numbers? Maybe you need a hard number in your head of, okay, Sarah, give me a goal. Tell me exactly what I do. We're actually going to address that tonight, Carrie or Kathy. We're going to address that in just a moment. Give me a goal. I would say 30%. 30% is a really good, consistent, solid network marketing number. Now, if you get your numbers on Essential Rewards up to 50%, you're knocking out of the ballpark. Then your follow-up is dynamite. I mean, really, really, really good. If you have a number that's about 30%, about 1 in 3 people on your team are ordering on Essential Rewards or placing quick orders, but of course you want to see them on Essential Rewards, that's a good number. That's where you want to be. So how do you know what your numbers are? If you get the app Oily Tools on your phone, which is one of the best business investments I ever made in my business, you can download it from the App Store, Google Play Store, the Apple Store. It's on there, $7 a month, totally worth the $7 a month. Totally, totally worth it. One of the buttons on there, if you look at stats and you scroll through, it'll tell you what percentage you have on Essential Rewards. Our team is about 38%, which is really, really good. Most teams, if they're not trained in doing follow-up, I have some of my legs that are at 10% on Essential Rewards. And I have other of my legs that are even higher, that are closer to the 50% mark. And they're not even my teams that have 10 people on them. They're some of my teams that have 600 and 700 people on them. So it's possible. But if you aim for 30%, if you aim in 3 and 10 people on Essential Rewards, that's a really good number. And that's going to give you the foundation that you need to be able to rank up. All right, maybe able to rank up. So We talked about consistency, and that's what builds the residual income that brings true financial freedom to your family. Let me say that a little bit of a different way for you, because I really want to pound that consistency thing into your head so you understand how important it is to be consistent with your business. You don't rank without selling kits and without getting people on essential rewards. You can't. Okay. Like, I mean, you're going to hit star, but you're not going to be able to go much beyond that if you're not getting people signed to essential rewards. So it's so incredibly critical that you're doing follow-up. All right. You're doing follow-up. So you guys want to learn how? And talk to you about how we do follow-up in our family, in our house. It's whatever system works best for you. Again, this kind of falls underneath the same thing as how to teach classes. I like you to diversify, so try a couple of different methods. Don't just put all your eggs in one basket. My favorite still is face-to-face contact, so meeting somebody over a cup of coffee and having them bring their kit and breaking it out, especially your personally enrolleds. But at the very least, just pick up the phone and call them. Pick up the phone and call them. And Terry Seacrest has a wonderful, wonderful system. She calls 3-10-30. 3-10-30, which means you touch base 3 days after they get their kit, 10 days after they get their kit, and 30 days after they get their kit. 3-10-30. And you have different questions that you ask them each time. And that might totally wig you out, having to ask different questions. So I figured that. We counted on that. And I think the biggest thing is you guys just don't know what to say to people. So what we did, let me see if I can find it here. Essential Rewards in Creole Language. Here we go. There's our vendor events, care package mailings, and marketing system. Let me get my appendix up here. Sorry, I should have put a bookmark in here. I want to show you what we do for care package mailing. So there's a couple that you can follow up with people. You can put something in the mail. You can call them. You can text them. You can Facebook them. You can Skype them. You can Zoom them. You can Facebook Live them. You can IM them. In this age of digital media, we have so many ways of touching base. Here's what I'll tell you not to do. Don't send out a newsletter and expect them to get on with your 1,300 people on your newsletter. Don't send a group email out to everybody. Don't include them in a group text or a group message on Facebook. Your message has got to be personalized, and it's got to be specifically for them. All right. And how like they have to feel that you care about them and that you love them. And they're not going to feel that. And they're not going to feel that relationship building if you're talking to them in group texts. So make sure that whatever you're doing, you're connecting with them. And I like doing it just by the phone. What do you do when someone gets their kit? When do you know when somebody gets their kit? Well, in Oily Tools, you'll see them pop up. That it's somebody that you sold. You can also go back into the virtual office and look at all the new members. And if you look on the right, it'll tell you who enrolled them in your virtual office. That's under my organization. All right. Thank you, Sandra. I appreciate that. So 3 days, 10 days, 30 days. So you're going to have two different types of people that you're talking to. Number one are the type of people that don't have the kit yet, okay? And you're talking to them. They just got out of the class a couple days ago, and you're just touching base with them. And of those people, you're going to have three different types of people that respond to you. One of them is going to be like, oh, yes, I meant to get the kit while I was there, but I had to get Junior to soccer practice, and I just didn't have time. And I do have time tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Could you give me a ring? Bam, sale is done. Okay, that's the call we all wait for, right? The second type of person is the one that says, don't ever call me again. I can't believe you called my phone. How dare you? Where did you get my number? Click. I'll tell you, I've called probably 8,000 people since we started our business with all the classes we've had, and that's only happened to me twice out of 8,000. And that's one of the reasons that we don't want to do follow-up with people, because we're afraid that every single person is going to treat us that way. But remember what I talked to you about yesterday? They gave up their time. They gave up their afternoon. They came to a class. They gave up time with their family. They wanted to be educated. You educated them. You gave them the blessing of the 101, which is chock full of information. It's the who, what, when, where, why, how of essential oils. They wanted to learn about it. They're not going to tell you not to call them. All right. The two people that I talked to that got frustrated with me, one of them was a driver of a van of women, and she got dragged to the class and didn't want to be there. And the other one was a husband who came to the class with his wife because I put a picture of the dessert up in the class while we were marketing it. And so he hopped in the car because of the dessert, right? But the people that genuinely want to be in the class, that are there because they choose to be in the class, you're not going to get that kind of response from them. So don't be afraid to call people. It's okay. Just get your release going in your diffuser and just say, hey, you know what? I'm here for the education. I'm here to train these people out of a chemical lifestyle. And if that takes a couple no's, I'm going to continue fighting for it because they are worth fighting for. They're worth fighting for, right? Then the third type of person you're going to get on the phone line is the person that says, oh yes, I want to do it, but I want to do it, but I don't have the money. I want to do it, but I don't understand what they do. I'm not totally sure exactly what I need out of the kit. I think I only need one oil or just this one piece or this one other, I'm not really sure I need the entire kit. So then what they're actually telling you, if they say, I'm interested in it, but I don't have the money right now, what they're actually saying to you when they speak is, I'm interested in the kit, but I don't know that I need it. Okay, I don't know that I need it. So your responsibility is to show them that they need it. Usually my first question right after that is, if you could tell me what your biggest frustration is right now, the biggest thing you're struggling with that just irritates the tar out of you, let me see if I can find an oil that might help you with that. All right, let me see. Do I use oils in your desserts for classes? Yes, I do sometimes put oils in my desserts. I do. So let me just find that one place where I can meet you. Remember, we talked about meeting people where they are, whether it's a diffuser in their new home or their smelly dog or, emotions for dropping their firstborn son off at college like I did today. Oh, my word, did I need the release today, right? Wherever they are, that's where you meet them. And when they see that there's a need for the oils in their life, all of a sudden that money shows up. Like it shows up. There are people that legitly are going to have to take some time and save for it, but it's less than 1% of the people that you come into contact with. Most of the people you're coming into contact with can make that happen. Or if they want it bad enough, they'll find a way. For me, I saved out of my groceries for 5 weeks, So if you want it, you'll find a way to do it. I've had people on my team hold yard sales to be able to get it. One yard sale will take care of your entire kit. All right. They just don't know they need it. So you have to show them that it's got to go higher on their priorities list, that the Starbucks they're going to have all month long, or the extra gifts that they picked up for their daughter's friend's birthday party or whatever. Those are places where they can pull from, maybe trim a little fat in their budget so that they're able to get the kit. They just don't know that they need it. So those are the 3 people that you'll come across when you make these phone calls. Most of them are going to be the ones that don't know they need it. So you've got to come alongside of them and say, hey, let me make something up for you and just try it. Just let me know. And if they will not connect with you, then I say, would you just let me drop some thieves cleaner off at your house? I just want you to wipe your kitchen down. If the least thing that I can do for you is give you $1 bottle of thieves cleaner so that you're not spraying chemicals in your kitchen where you prepare your food for your entire family, please just let me love on you that way. Okay, let me love on you in that way. And they're going to feel it. If you're genuine, guys, you don't, like I said, this is not being salesy. This is coming alongside them and just saying, hey, where are you on the road? Let me meet you where you are. Let me meet you where you are. So I even gave you a calling script in the appendix that tells you literally exactly what to say when you're talking to them. It gives you ideas on questions that you can ask. Do you know that I even made you little index cards for those of you that are green personalities that like to track this kind of thing? These are perfect. You can take them and cut them out. You photocopy it, cut them right out. They go right on a 3.5 by 5 card, and you can keep them in an index file. And it tells you exactly what questions to ask them when you call. So for month 1, the second kind of people you're going to be calling are the ones that got their kit. These are the ones that you want to get on Essential Rewards, right? They're not on Essential Rewards yet, and you want to get them on ER. So say you did your follow-up calls and you got 3 people got kits. Now they showed up on their door and you're going to do your follow-up for the first month. So these are the questions that I ask the first month that I'm doing my follow-up. Number 1, are they a product user or are they a potential business builder? What are they interested in? Would they like to learn how to get their oils for free? If they're a potential business builder, would they like training on how to get their oils for free? And bam, like you got interest right there. I never leave messages. That's a really, really good question. I don't, because people can listen to my 3 or 4 messages. They don't really know who I am. And then they freak out and they don't answer the phone when I call. So I just wait until they pick up the phone. Once they pick up the phone, then we're like buddies. Then we're homies. Okay. But I don't leave messages on their machine over and over and over again. When you say $1 bottle, is that a 2-ounce size spray bottle? No, that's a full on bottle. It's like a 16 to 20 ounce Walmart bottle that you put a cap full of thieves cleaner in. It costs about $1 to make that. So other things I'll ask on the first call, are they on our team training page? Like, do you have a Facebook page where you can connect with them every single day so they're getting fed with their oils knowledge? Do you have a copy of the game plan book, or at the very least, Game Plan Mini? Let me get that in your hands. Do they know how to use their diffuser? I love to give recipes every single time I talk to people. So the first one, I give the recipe for respiratory support, which is 10 drops Thieves Vitality, 8 drops Oregano Vitality, and 2 drops Frankincense Vitality in a veggie capsule as needed. Wowza. Wowza. RC in the diffuser, Thieves cough drops is needed. Inner defense is a supplement for overall immune support, as well as Super C. That's one of my favorite recipes to give out. And so I'll give it right at the very, very beginning, right when they get their kit, so they know how to use it. And the nice thing about that recipe is that Thieves and frankincense are in the kit, but oregano's not. So it gives them an idea of what to place on their first month's order for Essential Rewards. I'll ask if they would be willing to host a class, or would they be willing to invite people to a second class, because I want to teach them some new stuff. Then I'll explain Essential Rewards. I'll tell them what the promos are for the month, and then how to sign them up. I'll give them some ideas for Essential Rewards via email. And I'll tell them, hey, I'm going to send you an email, and it's got some ideas for Essential Rewards in it, just to show you how to start swapping some of these chemicals out in your home. What are some products they might want to try? And then I give them my contact information, and I give them an Oily Lifestyle DVD. Oily Lifestyle shows them how to use their kit. It's a DVD we'll have up on Amazon really, really soon here. And then I like to give them some of Jordan Schrantz stuff, which I'll go through in just a minute. So you guys can read through the rest of these, but they're on page 226 in the game plan book. Those are some of the questions that I'll ask in month one when I'm calling people and talking to them about Essential Rewards. If you're doing care package mailings, there are some critical pieces to care package mailings. If you're slipping things in the mail to get their attention, maybe they're not responding to your phone calls. Or maybe they did respond and they had an interest, and so you just want to send them some resources and tools to get their attention and have them try some new things. So my care package mailings always include a few things that are really critical. Number one, if they've just gotten their kit and they don't know anything about it, I love Jordan Schrantz Welcome Book. You guys can find these at purposemeetshustle.com. On the back, it's got information for their member number, password, and PIN, so they know how to get on and reorder. It goes through the entire starter kit. It talks about aromatic, topical, and internal use of oils. It explains some other products, gives them ideas for Essential Rewards, explains Essential Rewards. It's wonderful, and I'm all about not reinventing the wheel. I wrote Game Plan because there wasn't anything like it out there, but this book is phenomenal. So I've had a lot of people say, Sarah, why are you recommending other authors' stuff? I'm recommending other authors' stuff because it's a good resource. Purposemeetshustle.com is fantastic. So I'll slip these to them right when they get their kit because it shows them how to use the kit. And it's a wonderful resource. If it's somebody that has a kit and they have not gotten on Essential Rewards, and maybe you've done a couple of calls for them, and maybe you've done a couple of care package mailings, I like her other book she made that's called We Miss You. And it talks about the entire reason why they came to that first class, which is to get the chemicals out of their home. Let me train you and come alongside and show you how to get the chemicals out of your house. We can do this together. And the book is worth it. It's really, really well priced. I think it's about $3 a book. So if you're personally enrolling, 3 or 4 people a month, it's a cost to you of about $12 a month. So it's really not bad at all. So those are great to include in your follow-ups. Every single care package that I mail out, every single one that I mail out, thank you, Dawn, I appreciate that. Everyone I mail out has a picture of what the promos are for that month. Always. Okay. That's like the biggest way to spark their attention is to show them, hey, did you know this month you can get helichrysum Peace and Calming, if this is what you're spending for your PV. So I always explain that to them. I also have a little card that goes in there that explains Essential Rewards, which we have in the workbook. And we're going to put that up on the oilabilityteam.com page so that you're able to take that card, and that explains Essential Rewards to them in full color. It's really, really nice card. And anything on the oilabilityteam.com website, you guys can print in full color. You can distribute it, you can burn it, you can copy it, you can hand it out. It's for your use. So let me give you the tools that we have for follow-up. Okay, tools that we provided for you guys for follow-up, just to make your follow-up a little bit easier. I didn't write Jordan Schrantz's books, so you're going to have to contact her for her books. But some of the tools we have are the 3.5x5 cards, which are in the game plan book. You can just copy those and cut them out and make your own index card with them so you can track your follow-up calls that you're making. Number 2, we have images that we have created that give your team ideas for Essential Rewards. We've got them at 50 PV, 190 PV, 250 PV, and 300 PV. We spent weeks designing all of those, and they're up in the oilabilityteam.com website under free resources. If you click on it, it makes the image really big, and you can right-click and save it. You can email those out to your people. You can put them on your Facebook pages. You can put them on your social media. It's totally free, and they give different tours. Like one of them, there's a 300 PV tour to completely replace your entire bathroom in one ER order. So it's themed based on emotions or based on stress or based on, systems of the body or based on rooms in your house. We spent a lot of work grouping the oils into certain groups to give you ideas on and give your leaders ideas as well. And so you write a little into it, say, hey, these are things that I would use in my bathroom. I use this, this, and this. You personalize it, but you've got the images already designed and completely free for you to use. So that's a great tool for giving your people ideas on what they can use their ER orders for. Okay, because I have that all the time. I'll have my leaders get on and they're like, I've been on ER for 6 months. I'm ordering my laundry soap and dish soap every month. I've got enough oils. I'm not totally through some of the ones I've got. And, I don't know what to buy this month. And I'm like, you don't know what to buy? Like every month my order's like $1,200 and I still don't get all the stuff that I want to get every single month. Most of that is supplements, for our families. So that's a big thing. That's the thing I want to say too that I didn't put in the game plan book. You want to get somebody on ER, the quickest, most efficient, fastest way to get somebody in essential wards is supplements. Train them on Ningxia because they got to order it every single month. It's not like restocking their lemon oil, right? Or restocking their release oil, right? Get them on Ningxia. Give them the 30-day Ningxia challenge where they do master formula and Ningxia for 30 days. Is amazing. Or train them to use MindWise, or train them to use, maybe they're doing a detox, right? The 5-day nutritive cleanse is awesome. So focus on some of the supplements, and we have ER images on there just for the supplements and different systems of the body that are great. So that's another tool that we provided for you guys. So you have scripts for follow-up in the back of the book for when you're calling people. It tells you exactly what to say. We made 3.5 by 5 cards that you can fill out and check off so you can track your people that you're calling. And we have ER images that you can use when you're emailing things out or using it in social media that are totally free, that you guys can put anywhere that you want, that will give your leaders ideas on what to use for their ER orders and what to order. Okay? Whew. All right. So that is most of our follow-up. 31030, text, email, person to person, call, IM, Skype, Facebook. One other thing that I do get from people is they say, Sarah, what do I do when people are not returning my phone calls? Like I'm calling and calling and calling. They're not returning my phone calls. I would tell you, build a relationship with them while they come to the class. So make sure that you're taking time at the end of the class to touch base with each person that's in the class. And especially when they sign up and get their starter kit, I would say, hey, I'm good. I would like to come over and meet with you on the 20th after you get your kit. And let me show you how to break this thing out. I'll show you how to use your diffuser. I'll show you how to use the oils. And then you set a date right there when they get the kit. You set a date right there. We call this the Hinterkopf system because Joy and Hans Hinterkopf on our team came up with it. And they went from not being able to get a hold of people to getting a hold of everyone. Like it was awesome. So when they're in the class, you set a date. Or when they order the kit from you, you set a date then and say, this is the date that I'm going to come and meet with you. And you write it in your planner. Then they're expecting you. Then you're not calling and harassing them. Like they're expecting you to show up on their door and they've got it. I'll shoot them a text and say, hey, are we still good for tomorrow? Bam. Is the day 3 days after the class or after their kit arrives? Generally, the kits arrive in about 8 days after they order, even if they're ordering the snail mail way, 8 to 10 days. So I usually wait about 10 days after the class. So, or after they've ordered their kit. I don't call them right after the class unless they haven't ordered. All right. So for the people that have ordered, I'll wait till they have their kit. For the people that have not ordered, then it's 3/10/30. All right. Okay. I think we've actually gotten through this entire thing. Don't feel nervous about calling people because they contacted you to get educated. They came to your class to get educated. So educate them. Continue to come alongside them. Continue to train them. Continue to educate them. So I gave you some of my favorite tools. I like the Oil Revolution design books. Those are really nice too if you're doing a second mailing. I love Jordan Schrant's welcome books are fantastic. She's a graphic designer and they look amazing. The We Miss You book, she's a crown diamond. Her stuff's amazing. Very good writing in it. 150 Uses of Thieves is a really good book. There's some resources on Abundant Health for You that are good. Any of my DVDs, we actually have a rental system on our team where people want to borrow them. We loan them out and they just return them. So you don't have to worry about copying the DVDs. Samples, the French Aromatherapy book. You know my thoughts on that. I love that book by Jen O'Sullivan. The trick is to educate. People are not going to get on Essential Rewards if they don't know that they need it. So if you're having a hard time getting them on ER, connect with that person, figure out what their needs are, and then show them how oils can meet those needs. All right. We made it, guys. Woo. We survived follow-up. So we're going to start tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Do not get on tomorrow. I'm not here tomorrow. We're going to start back on Monday with day 11. We'll be on week 3 of 5. Like, you guys are almost halfway through the boot camp, which is crazy. I am doing a contest tomorrow, though. All of you guys who've managed to keep up with me, which is crazy. Like, there's thousands of you. So the competition is fierce. All of you that have managed to keep up with me, which means you have read the book. You're finished with chapter 10. You have done the homework in the workbook, the game plan workbook. So you're going to have to do the chapter 10 worksheets for today, and you have to read chapter 10 for today. All of you have kept up with me, and you've done all of your homework assignments. You've done all your reading, and you've watched all the videos. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to put a post up saying, hey, who would like a signed set of the books to hand off to their leaders, and a complete set of all of my DVDs and audio CDs, which we don't have all up on Amazon yet, and the entire audiobook, which we don't have on Audible yet, and a thumb drive with all of my scripts on it, all my marketing images and marketing materials, which we also are not going to be selling. Who would like to win that? The only people eligible are the ones that are keeping up. All right, keeping up. So watch for my post tomorrow. And as soon as I put that up, Saturday night, I will pick a winner from somebody who's been able to keep up. All right, somebody's been able to keep up. You guys are doing a great, great, great job. I will see you at 9 p.m. Eastern on Monday. And let's see what chapter 11 is. I haven't even looked forward to chapter 11. Ooh, it's a good one. Dealing with difficult people. What do you do when people are rough in your organization? Chapter 12, which will be Tuesday, nobody's coming to my classes. Now what? Anybody need that one? Sarah, I followed your system, but nobody's coming. What do I do? Chapter 13, an entire chapter on confidence. A whole chapter, a whole thing focused just on you and how to be confident. And then also next week, we're going to talk about business toolkits, TaxBot, Oily Tools, all of that, show you how to do your taxes. And then the week after that, we're getting into FDA compliance training. So you don't want to miss that. To my knowledge, I think we're the only team in all of Young Living with a full comprehensive FDA compliance training. So I brought those to convention with me last year, and they were gone in like 2 hours. We just totally sold out of all of those on DVD. So we'll make sure we get those up on Amazon for you guys as well. I appreciate you. You're amazing. You're an amazing group. I love Team Young Living. Check out the ideas that were coming in today. We had a request for a game plan planner that basically takes the book and all the strategies in the book and lays it out for you in a planner, what I'm going to put on my essential rewards order this month, who I did follow up with, the leaders I'm working with, the dates I have my classes, all that kind of stuff. We had a request for a Spanish version, which we already have in the works, and a large print version. We had a request for closed caption videos for boot camp for the deaf. And we had a request for, what was the fourth thing that we had? Anybody remember? I remember the planner, game plan in Spanish. Oh yeah, a request for game plan in a non-Young Living edition, so that anybody in network marketing would be able to use it as well. So if you have friends that are network marketing businesses, it would bless them as well. So I don't know. I figure we're just going to get through the boot camp first, but I love to bounce ideas off of you guys and see what you would enjoy, and maybe we'll work on that. Book again, please. Okay, Game Plan Mini's coming very, very soon. The Audible version's coming. The DVDs are coming. Those will all be released in the next couple of weeks. We're getting very, very close on them. So I love you. You have an awesome, awesome, awesome weekend. Enjoy your time off from looking at me. Get a little bit of rest and come back with a renewed vigor for day 11 when we start dealing with difficult people on Monday. I hope you have a great weekend, guys, and I'll see you on Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time.